Welcome to the Cinema Gold Show. I'm your host, Larry Leese. Today's episode of our Netflix Roulette, we give our review of The Bubble, which actually dropped back in April. But first, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Poddex, for sponsoring this episode. If you're a podcaster from any genre and you're looking to grow your audience and get more engagement, check out Poddex today and use the promo code Larry21 for 10% off your order. And we also have a merch store available. Use the link in the description, check out our store, and even buy a t-shirt and help support the show. And also, Audible. Visit audibletrial.com/Larry21 for a free audiobook of your choice and a 30-day free trial. Sign up today and help support the show. And now on to our review of The Bubble. Boasting an impressive cast of seriously hilarious folks, Judd Apatow as The Bubble unleashes the lunacy of preening actors attempting to star in the 6th installment of a dino-war franchise, toiling through an absurd production during the pandemic. The Bubble is the hotel and movie set that everyone working on Cliff Beast 6 is confined to, though the meta-comedy aspects at work here, in which Hollywood attempts to take the piss out of Hollywood, also constitutes an ideological bubble in its own right. Filled with sublime talent and some solidly silly moments, this bubble is still overlong and requires spending a bit too much time with an ensemble of selfish dopes. As the cast of this in-movie knock on Jurassic Park, which is not just due to the dinosaur premise, but also Jurassic Park Dominion's unprecedented 18-month production, find themselves trapped in a seemingly endless loop of lockdowns, rewrites, and other sanity-testing hiccups. The story wears thin. The stir-crazy elements seep into real-life viewing and make for a somewhat repetitive watch. Despite there being a dozen characters on different story arcs, they're all in some regard cut from the same egomaniac cloth, so the overall gang never changes. The Bubble feels like an overwrought counterpoint to Gal Gadot's poorly received pandemic-era rendition of Imagine, with Apatow wanting to play around with the tone-deaf underbelly of the movie business. It's nothing we haven't seen before, though, and on top of that, the fun wears off fast. When big movies are made about it, how dumb it is that big movies get made. It's as if the messaging is, most actors, directors, and producers are awful, but not us. That's why we can make fun of it. Yes, it's likely this collection of comedy folk is also poking fun at themselves too, but there's still a them, not us vibe. Cliff Beast saga star Carol Cobb now returning to the franchise after skipping the 5th movie to make an alien attack movie called Jerusalem Rising. She falls back in the Cliff Beast fold. The movie, also starring Iris Apatow, portraying a young famous TikToker with millions of followers, cast because of her social media popularity. Judd Apatow is flighty and formidable here as a quasi-outsider who's risen to fame in a newfangled showbiz. Way the others don't understand. Are there a few TikTok dance segments? Sure. Does one in particular deliver a big laugh? Absolutely. The Bubble needed a time shave to prevent it from being as maddening for us as it is for its characters. The timing of The Bubble is woefully off, though an argument could be made that any and all pandemic-themed movies will be outcast no matter when they're released. In the throes of lockdown was poor form. Now, though, when the U.S., for better or worse, has almost collectively decided to move on, it feels like a zone people don't want to revisit, even for comedy's sake. So we can't even say this should have come out a year ago, because it most likely would have been received just as coldly. Largely story elements aside, it is enjoyable to see Pedro Pascal inhabit the soul of an eccentric narcissist. The Bubble needed a time shave to prevent it from being as maddening for us as it is for its characters. Excuse me. And now for my verdict of this movie. Self-deprecation can still be a vanity project in its own way, so in that regard, The Bubble is no better than the Hollywood shallowness it's sending up. The film digs around in a meta sandbox. The running too long while being about a cursed production that never ends probably wasn't meant to be a gag. This aside, the big impressive cast is witty, wicked, and well-versed in comedy, and the film's not laugh-free. It lands ludicrous moments, big and small, for a perfectly okay journey into celibate tantrums. Let us know in the comments section below. Have you watched this movie? What did you think about it? And of course, hit that subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up if you like our videos and reviews, and check us out on all major podcast platforms, including Good Pods. Leave us a review on Good Pods. And of course, as always, thank you so much for watching and listening. We will see you next time.